Hi, I'm Romain from Mbrella, and today I'm going to do a small demo of our mobile app that allows your employee to use flexible mobility by creating expense for the mobility budget or register kilometer allowance. When you open the app, you're going to arrive on this login page, and when I click on sign in, you can see that your employees have different sign-in options. Either the classic one, email, Google, Windows, or if you're using a SSO login with as your big company, you have the enterprise login that your employees can use. In my case, let's use email, and let's connect Achille, which is a fake employee working for the company Odyssey. Let's log in. As you can see, it's quite easy. Once I'm logged in as an employee, I can directly see on my budget, I can see all the expense, and I can see at the bottom that I have a view also on expense, calendar, and I can create new expense and calendar. First, let's start with the expense. I have a view on all the expense I've made, so I can see that in August, this employee, for example, bought a 12 months NMBS subscription, a Thalys ticket, used the Uber ride, and then the previous months. I can also see the expense status, has it been approved, is it pending, and I can filter based on the status. I can of course also click on an expense and see the information, when it was created, the justification piece, delete it, edit it, etc. Now let's create a new one. I can just click on the small cross in the middle, add an expense, and then let's say that this employee bought a new bike. He bought it today. Let's say he spent 500 on it. I can select the budget. I can select the category. In this case, let's say it's going to be a bike, but I have all the options, of course, for the mobility budget. So classic, housing, rent, etc. Then I can upload a justification piece for my expense. If I click on upload, you can see I have three options. Either take a picture, so I can just take a picture of my ticket, payment, etc. I can attach an existing picture, or I can attach a document if I receive the invoice by email, for example. Let's attach a picture, up, and I chose a random one, and then it's uploaded, and I can upload a comment if needed. Then I can click on save. And we're going to see the first line, bike purchase, that we just created. If I made a mistake, again, I can delete it, and that's it for the expense. After this, I have the calendar. The calendar is really to show all the calendar event, and especially for home office journey. So your employees can receive a kilometer allowance, for example. When they bike to the office, they can register it directly in the calendar with their phone. So for example, you can see that this employee has already some event with a small dot on his calendar. The orange dot is for a day off that he registered. On the 16th, you can see that he already did a trip to Flagey and received 58 cents for it. Let's say that he wants to do a trip today. I can just click on today, and I can select add a trip. Either I can do it here, or I can also, of course, click on the arrow at the bottom and select add a trip. Then I can give it a name, home office. I can select if it's one trip or one way. I can select my start point, which will be the home address registered in Mbrella in this case. I can select the destination. Let's say I'm going to Flagey, so Mbrella office, and I can select my mean of transport. So I can say I'm going with bike, and you can see that the distance is calculated based on Google Map, and then I can see the amount I'm going to receive for this trip. And then I can just click on save. And on the 30th, now this employee has a trip created. I can, of course, if I go on the home page again, I can, of course, access my profile, change the language of my account, give feedback, access the help center if I have any question, and of course, log out.